Okay guys, yeah, so this is my new track. It's called Stay. It's out now on ZeroThree. And so I wanted to just talk a bit about this lead sound design. A lot of people have been asking about it, and yeah, I thought I'd dive into it more. So first of all, let's get into like the concept of it. When I initially made the sound, what I was going for was kind of one of those Afterlife machine gun synths that everybody's doing now. Except I really wanted to make something that was kind of unique and stood out a bit. So in a way, kind of following the trend, but trying to still not fully follow the trend, kind of go left a little bit and try and make it stand out so that it feels creative. It doesn't feel like just another Anima copy. And I hope I achieved that. I think I did. So yeah, let's dive into the sound. So first of all, the sound is this, the starting point for the sound was this preset called Running from First Bass Labs preset pack. I'll link that below. And so the sound itself without any automation, if I just bypass that, sounds like this. So it's kind of boring on its own like that. I mean, it's still a cool sound, but it doesn't have as much movement as before. And I think this modulation here, this automation, adds so much to it. And it's such a simple automation. It's all I'm doing is just automating the fine tune of the second oscillator. So the first oscillator sounds like this. And the second one, if I solo it, and then together. So how I set that up was having the second oscillator pitched up 7 semitones so that it's a fifth. And then what I did was just macro fine tune here. So if you just drag that macro onto there, you'll get the same kind of ability to automate that fine tune. And then you just need to set up an automation pattern that sounds nice. So you can hear the one that I did, but I mean, we could do something else if it was like. And yeah, that just adds so much character and like this kind of dark vibe to it. I really love it. So yeah, I'll show you this preset in more detail now. So starting off with it, I'm just going to turn off the oscillator B and the filter and solo this channel. Let's just turn off all the effects and we can turn them on one by one and hear what they're doing to the sound. I think I've still got a bunch of processing on here. Let me turn that all off. Just put that all into a group and turn that off. So yeah, not particularly inspiring in this case, in terms of that noise. So what I did was just taking this Monster 4 wavetable, playing it in a really low octave so it gets nice and gritty. Then I've added a bit of noise to it. The noise is being modulated by, which one? Not sure. One of these is modulating the noise. It's this one, I think. No, that's the master tuning. I will find it. Noise level, here we go. So I've got this really fast LFO mapped to the noise here. And it's set to envelope mode at 48 Hertz. So that just adds a little bit of punch to it. Okay, and then I've got the second oscillator. And yeah, I've already been over the automation for the fine tune. Then I've got, let's just go into the effects here actually. So the first effect is hyper. And here you can see the mix is all the way down on the hyper module, but on the dimension module, the size is all the way down and the mix is all the way up. And that kind of just creates a fast delay on each side and makes it feel really wide. Okay, then the distortion. So for the distortion, we've got a pre-filter set to 178 Hertz with a high-pass filter, a bit of drive, and then, well, it looks like the mix is down. It's not actually down because the distortion is mapped to it. So realistically, it looks like that. And then a delay. And some reverb. And then we got EQ. EQ is just removing a little bit of the mud. A bit of the high end. And there's not much else in the synth that's contributing to the sound. Oh, sorry, we've got the filter here, which is quite a lot. We've got quite a bit of drive on the filter. The cutoff is set to 3600 Hertz. And I'm using envelope 3 here with 269 millisecond decay and no sustain, making that pluck shape. Okay, let's get into all the effects here. Actually, let me do them one by one rather. Just turn that off. Okay, so first up is this transient master, and that's just increasing the attack, making it punch a bit harder. And then I've got Valhalla Room. So that's a really, really short delay, like 0.12 seconds, mixed in at 40%, and that's just going to help widen it and put it into space without giving it this really long reverb tail, which would probably like muddy it up a lot. And then I've got OTT at 47% with the time at 1000%. So that really squashes the sound quite a lot and makes it a lot more upfront. And then I got this EQ shape here. So that changes the sound a lot. I've removed, you know, like almost 12 dB from 200 Hertz. And boosted the high end, made it really like gritty and bright. And it works because I have different layers that I'll take you through to show you how the bass layer kind of fills out that region without making it muddy. Okay, then I got Redux at 7 kilohertz, 30% wet, and that's going to give it this nice crispy top end. And then we got a delay. And this is all just like automation stuff, like the filter's not really doing anything here, but later on I use it to like filter the lead out. Okay, so that's the main layer for the lead. Then I've got another 2 layers, or actually another 3 layers. So let's get into the sub layer actually, because those 2 together make a really, really big sound. So what I did with the sub is instead of following the melody here, jumping up and down like that, I actually just kept it on the root note because I wanted this really like solid, beefy sub. And while harmonically that might not really make sense, it still sounds fine in my opinion. I mean, it sounds good in my opinion, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. So yeah, the sub is the same patch, but I just adjusted all the processing, so you can see the chain is different. It doesn't have all the compression, and I'm taking out all the high end from it, but it's still got like the transient master and the Valhalla room on it. And so what I've done is really just bring down that filter a lot, and then I also, this was at +7, I brought it down to 0 so that we don't have a fifth anymore in the bass. But without the filtering, that's how it sounds. With that filtering, it sounds like this. And then with that, it's filtered like that. So yeah, it's basically exactly the same patch, just the only difference is the oscillator, and then the cutoff filter is brought all the way down. And then the reason it sounds mono is here I used utility and just brought the width down to 0. Because I didn't want this really wide low end. I feel like wide low end doesn't sound nice. It often feels like really out of control and lopsided. So, and you also get like loads of phasing issues, although I don't hear any phasing when this is summed to mono. So sounds good to me. All right, so that's the bass layer, and then I've just got these little 2 layers over here, which do add a bit to it, but not a whole lot. So I've got this noise layer, which is literally just noise. I think, yeah, it's that one. And I'm just using like an 8 millisecond attack, and then I set it back 8 milliseconds in time. And what this does is it adds like a nice little noisy attack to the sound. So if I play those 3 together, almost adds like this plucky kind of sound, like if you were using a plastic pick on a guitar. So without it, and then with, definitely makes a difference. And then the other layer is this one, which I think is just a kick attack from the noise section here, kick attack 33. And that just makes the sound a bit more punchy. And here you can see I've got some different processing, a bit of room, a bit of chorus. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, if I bring in these 3 layers, and then add this one, it's kind of hard to hear, but if you just pay attention to like the mid-range, you'll hear that like knocking sound from that layer. Okay, so that's it for that sound. I think really probably the other sound people might be interested in is this rolling bass. Listen to the kick and bass, it's a really nice bass. Oh, let me solo them. So the bass is this one. It's that Pluck Greed. I've used it in so many songs now. It's just perfect for the rolling bass line. It wasn't even intended to be made as a bass sound. That's why it's called Pluck. But yeah, just the pattern, really simple pattern. We're doing one note on F here. I'm just doing alternating octaves. And then with the side chain, you get that nice kind of push-pull vibe. Yeah, it's really simple sound, nothing much to it. Nothing fancy here, it's just a preset. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else would be interesting in this track to show. Aside from it, it's really just arranging this idea Oh yeah, I've also got an ARP over here. I could show you that. So this ARP is this Visions 2 ARP called Ancient. So yeah, that's just a 16th note ARP, and all I've done is just made these chords. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, and then 5, and then just kind of making a melody out of the top line. I think the ARP adds actually quite a lot to the track. Let me go into the processing of it to show you how I got it sounding the way it sounds. You can see quite a big chain of stuff happening. Just turn it all off. So yeah, Redux plays a big part here. So that's at 11 kilohertz and at 89%, and then OTT at 28%. And then we got Valhalla Room. That filter's not doing anything at the moment. Then I'm just taking out some of that low end. Shaper box. That initially was being sidechained, I think. Oh no, it wasn't. So that's just pumping it against the kick a bit. Track spacer, I think that was supposed to be sidechained to something, but it looks like it's off now. I don't know why. And then I've got another track spacer sidechaining to the vocal, so that when the vocal plays, the ARP kind of ducks out the way. I'll show you in this section.
Give me sunlight, tell me you're all in. Give me loving, stay till the morning. Give me a reason.
Oh, it's not over there, it's actually over here.
Stay till the morning.
So I think it's only in specific spots in the track where this vocal 1 is playing.
Give me a sunlight.
There we go.
Tell me you're all in.
And like this section.
Stay till the morning.
Yeah, there you can see the ducking. I think it was basically I was just struggling to get this vocal to cut through the mix in this section. Yeah, there's a bit of, also I can show you a bit of the vocal processing. So like here you can hear this vocal sounds pretty cool, I think. Yeah, so I did, this is just from a sample pack, Fushi sample pack on Splice. And I just took basically 3 layers of it. This one. Did some weird chorus on it to give it that like phasey sound. I've also got ring mod on there. It's not super noticeable. A bit of boosting the highs here with CQ. Yeah, then just some reverb, echo, some soothe. Controlling those lower frequencies. Then I got the second layer here. That's got the source on it. Shifting the format down. I think I was also pitching this up, +8. This one's -4. So basically making like a big harmony here. And then this one is that one's at +3. So yeah, I was just basically building a big harmony out of that, and then all of them together.
Stay to the
But yeah, another interesting thing about this vocal is that it's originally a major vocal, and if you hear the original sample, kind of doesn't suit the track at all, in my opinion. But the way that I arranged it, leaving these big gaps, and then obviously pitching it into the key of my track, see it's originally in C major, made it just sound like it fits this kind of dark vibe.
Stay to the morning. Give me a sign. Turn me on. Give me a love.
Let me try and find this in the browser. It's show in browser. Yeah, so you wouldn't hear that and think it would fit this track, but
Stay to the morning. Give me a sign. Turn me on. Give me a love. Stay to the morning. Give me a reason. Turn me on. Give me a love. Stay to the morning.
okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that's interesting about this track. So yeah, I hope you learned a few things, and I will see you in the next tutorial.